Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica J, and I was just wondering if you've ever sat and thought to yourself, what kind of mistakes am I making during flirting? Well, if so, I'm glad you asked, because this one is the biggest mistake that most guys make when it comes to trying to get to Pound Town. And to make sure you never miss out on another opportunity to find out what roadblocks you're putting in your own way or another one of my videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button with that notification bell. Okay, so this came about because in my Spotlight Speed Dating program, which I've been talking about so much and is actually closed right now, I watch guys live in the moment, practice talking to my girlfriends. And by the third week, I'm like, all right, guys, let's try flirting. Y'all are doing really great. Y'all are going through the steps and speak to spark arousal really well. Now let's take it up a notch. And sure enough, all of them make this mistake, bless their hearts, when it comes to trying to, getting a little feisty and freaky and flirty. And, all my girlfriends get really uncomfortable. Here's the thing. Flirting is simply insinuating the concept of us. It doesn't have to be sexual. Granted, that's not the biggest mistake men make, but most guys think flirting is just sexual. If you're like me and you're a big pervert and all your flirting does consist of being a big fucking pervert, that's fine as long as you're not making this mistake that I'm gonna tell you about in a fucking second. So, first I have to tell you about the steps of getting to flirty. Flirting right off the bat, unless you are a male supermodel, it's not as inviting. Because we women, when you are like ridiculously good looking, we have this built up fantasy about you already being in our lives. So if you come in like, what do you like to do for fun? What you do is you're dropping her down from the fantasy where she wants you to come over and tell her like, my God, you are the most stunning woman I've seen today. And then we'll be like, oh my God, I knew it, I am the love of his life. However, for most regular guys out there, and even, you hot guys, you need to do this as well. You need to go through these connecting steps, step by step. Even if you are ridiculously fucking hot and you come and you tell her something so disarming and fantastical, you still need to be a real fucking person at the end of the day, otherwise you just get a nail and bail you. I talk about this in my Speed to Spark Arousal program, these 3 steps. How, when you go out of turn or try to do any of these steps without the other, you will not get that woman obsessing over you and chasing you down for Pound Town. And that is the biggest flirting mistake men make, which is trying to jump all these steps into flirty town, and that is uncomfortable because it's out of context. It's out of context for the natural flow of what women need in order to feel like we're now open to the concept of us. However, it can happen in a matter of seconds. Again, if a woman sees a super hot guy and is already starting to fantasize about him, in her head, she has created that connection for you. However, for most people out there, again, even the super fucking hot guys who still need a personality, we women need to feel connected to you first. This is where my PRS plus hey, which I go over in depth, which is personal, relevant statements, plus a how about you, creating that connecting piece is tantamount to moving into getting her to feel good about you. This is where you get playful. This is where you make her laugh. You guys probably know if you try making a woman laugh or, trying to bring out these jokes before she even knows you or before she feels connected to you, it's usually a hit or miss, right? However, if we feel like we like you already, we're enjoying the conversation enough, and then you make us laugh, we're like, oh, good, this guy's fun. That's when you start bringing in the concept of me, you, and us, which is what flirting is. And it's the guys who miss these 2 steps, connecting, making her laugh, that come off as cringy and creepy. Because anything that's out of context is going to alert to our lizard brain that something is wrong. And we women are so much more keen on putting up our walls and being on the lookout for, what's the word I want to use? Out of context things in the environment, especially when it comes to men. Because Ted Bundy was a saucy looking dude, but he was still a motherfucking serial killer. So we women naturally really, no matter what you look like, are going to be instinctively on guard, especially when something is out of context. And it's out of context if you're trying to flirt before you've made her feel connected and made her feel good about you. So if you know you're not the guy who gets her feeling engaged and connected and excited to contribute to the conversation, and or if you're not the guy who's making her laugh, getting her to want you to laugh as well in that conversation, then you have to check out my Speed Spark Arousal program before you even try flirting. So one of the guys that I'm thinking about for my Spotlight Speed Dating program that inspired this video, bless his heart. He's a very good looking guy, very fit, very, can carry a conversation well enough, great teeth, very handsome. He's asking my girlfriend about how was your weekend? Oh, that sounds really fun. Okay. Were you a bad girl this weekend? And me and my girlfriend were like, again, out of context. You're trying to insinuate something sexual after asking her simply about how her weekend was. And I'm pretty sure she went camping with her daughter. What are you asking if she was a bad girl for? If you're watching this and you know who you are, I'm sorry, but we learned a lot, didn't we? And how much better did we get after I pointed that out to you? So again, while my Spotlight Speed Dating program is no longer open, you can perfect these steps to create a habit to naturally do them when you are with women by going to my Speed Spark Arousal program. I'm pretty sure the link is going to be somewhere here or wait till the end screen, where I show you how to create engaging steps, show you how to make her laugh, and then show you how to get flirty without feeling forward in a way that feels natural and invited by her. Natural to you and inviting by her, sorry. Because I'll tell you right now, until you can create that connection and that chemistry, which is what Speed Spark Arousal teaches you, you won't be able to tell if you two are compatible. You'll constantly be in that place of trying to be picked, where you men are the ones who are supposed to be the pickers. Y'all are the ones who propose. We women don't propose, we just sit around and wait for you to decide that we're the one. And if you never propose to us, what fucking happens to us? Exactly, we either gotta give you an ultimatum or find somebody else who will pick us for life. So don't get it twisted, you actually have all the power. However, you won't have that power or know how to have that power until you create connections, create chemistry, and then are able to see whether or not y'all are compatible. So don't forget to click that link for Speed Spark Arousal if these 3 steps aren't your forte, or if you know you're not executing them correctly in the right order. Stop flirting out of context before you make the connection or make her laugh. And thanks for watching as always. I'll see you guys next time.